yes.
They're probably gassing away already. John is with us now. Morning, John.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
What's sitting down to watch Grace come back? And then, interestingly, I often like to sort of have a look at what's being said on social media, because you can watch along. The response from people, because it's back, was just remarkable to watch, because he's become such a beloved character and the series is so well respected.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm glad. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so glad people are happy it's back.
Do you ever brave that? Do you ever brave the socials to see what people are saying about it?
I do. I sort of dip in a little bit and ask other people and say what are they talking about, because I'm not on Twitter or X. But yeah, I try not to go into the comments, because that way madness lies.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Often it does, but I can assure you, not with your series.
Oh, good.
Because it's just extraordinary to watch that response. But when you sit and watch it, you see how brilliantly crafted you've got this series, these 1 hour 30 eps, like I feel like epic.
It's indulgent. Like, it allows your characters to just be so subtle.
Yeah.
And it's the little subtleties of the characters, I think, that work so well.
Yeah. It allows them to breathe, and there's, really twisty, turny detective thrillers, so, people love a whodunit, don't they? And these stories are all, tried and tested from novels by Peter James, so we know they're good stories and they're kind of watertight, so we just have to bring them to the screen.
And you just mentioned Peter James there, and apparently you now know that he writes with you in mind now. That must be so flattering as an actor, because it started with just the books, first of all.
Yeah. I read about 8 or 9 before we started, just to try and get into that world, because it wasn't a genre that I would usually read, so I immersed myself in it. And then when we started the show, and he said that he now has us in mind when he writes them, it blows my mind, because I don't have me in mind when I read the book.
No, of course.
So it's very flattering, yeah.
So he had you in mind now. Did he ever, because I imagine you've met him and talked to him, has he ever said what he thought Grace was like before you started playing Grace?
No, well, he says, I kind of have... I had you in my head, like someone like... Yeah, but I don't know if he's just saying that. It was probably Daniel Craig or something.
So essentially you as well. Come on, John.
Exactly.
I don't know, but it's difficult, because, they were successful books, and it's difficult to... You can't please everybody, because everybody's got their own version of, what he looks like and what the characters look like. So, hopefully you can win them over. And we're on Series 4 now, so hopefully they're getting used to it.
Well, you know that you're onto a successful... Because in actual fact, you're filming season 5.
Yeah.
Kind of, you're in the middle of it right now.
I'm straight back on set. We're doing episode 4 of season 5. We've just started it, yeah.
And what's going to happen to Grace? Because obviously there's all the twists and turns of each individual episode, which is that's a great thing about it as well. Is you can take each individual one and cherry.
Stand alone.
It's so great. But what is going to actually happen to Grace? Because where we're up to at the moment, he's got the fiancée who's pregnant, but the ex-wife...
The one that he thinks is dead.
Whose daughter was dead,
Can you give us anything?
He's had declared legally dead, suddenly turns up, I think, at the end of the first episode on Sunday.
Yes.
So
And then she's in a commune.
That's right,
too.
yeah. So we find out what happened to Sandy. We find out about all that, and obviously he doesn't know she's still alive, but the audience does, so it's kind of what will happen, and quite a bit happens in this series regarding Sandy,
And from the first episode as well, there's the plot is thickening with relationships between somebody is taunting Grace and his partner as well, the pram that turns up. So we understand that things are going to get complicated, as always they will.
They will, and you don't know who it is, because he's convinced it's that guy, Alvin Smallbone.
Yes.
He thinks he's got a vendetta against him, but it might not be. We'll have to see.
And some of them get very, very dark. And it's almost like each twist and turn, you don't quite know where it's going. So your own head takes it almost sometimes darker than it actually ends up going. And some of those ones that I've seen, and you could like, oh, I'm frightened to almost look.
Yeah.
What's that like on set? Do you get quite kind of solitary and is it quite depressing, or do you take it the other way and it becomes a bit silly when you're not filming?
Well, weirdly,
bit lighter.
It is the opposite when you're doing something. I mean, I've done lots of dark dramas, and usually they're the funnest sets to be on.
Because you've got a corpse normally laid out.
You can't be there all day, like, oh my God, it's so horrible and grisly, and you just have to make light of it. And so they usually, and we have such a laugh. I mean, when you see the scenes in CID and we're being really serious and really clever, if you'd seen what was going on, like, seconds before that camera was rolling, we're trying not to laugh at stupid things. So, yeah, we have such fun making it.
Yeah.
But then we have to get really serious as soon as they shut.
Well, I think we've got an exclusive clip from this Sunday as well, which I think will show another sort of element of how serious it can be on set.
Serious.
Roy. It's male. 50s, there's no ID, there's no obvious injuries. He was found at first light by a park ranger.
Did it rain last night?
No, I don't think so.
Look at the bloating, his colour. He looks like a drowning, doesn't he?
If he drowned, he didn't do it all the way up here.
Well, assuming somebody transported the body in a car, it's still a 15-minute walk from the car park to here.
It's a long way to carry a dead body.
Oh.
I mean, it does. It gets very, very spooky, this one. But in actual fact, it's slightly different to the novel that he wrote.
Yeah.
Like the ending. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, I think there are different elements. I mean, we've started to sort of not veer away from the books. I mean, they're all based on the novels, but, we've chopped and changed it a little bit,
Yeah.
So if you have read the books, you're not necessarily going to know what's going on, and you're expecting certain things to happen. They might not. Something else might happen, so it kind of pulls the rug from your feet a little bit.
One of the things I love, John, is that what's happened because of where the film and it's all set down in Brighton, you have the shortest commute of any actor on any film set ever, because you actually ended up moving to Brighton sort of around lockdown, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Weirdly, we moved to Brighton before I got the job.
Yeah.
So it was just weird.
It wasn't on your rider. I will do this as long as you film it on my street.
Yes, if I can play a Brighton detective. But,
it's an amazing spot, though, and it showcases Brighton. I mean, obviously there's a lot of gritty, but the backdrop is just
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a great place to live. Yeah. It's a great city, Brighton.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we show much of it. We're all over Brighton, all around East Sussex, so you see quite a lot.
Yeah, it's like a character, actually, almost within.
Within feels very much part of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having
brilliant.
me.
We love it, don't
and
we?
you're heading to set to the last straight back to Series 5. So we'll look forward to that coming very soon.
Yeah.
Grace continues Sunday night, 8 p.m, ITV1 and ITVX. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.